transverse abdominis. This muscle wraps all the way around your core, and it is so important to learn how to use it, and I'm going to teach you how right now. Let's go ahead and get started by laying on our back. On our mat, you're going to have your knees bent, feet flat on the floor. You're going to have your hands on your ribs. We're going to take a couple of deep breaths here, in through your nose and out through your mouth. I want you to breathe all the air out of your mouth. Breathing in again and breathing out. Keep going at your own pace. Notice how whenever you breathe in, your ribs expand outwards into your hands, and then as you exhale, your ribs come down and together, and your core engages at the end of that breath. So let's do it again, breathing in and out. Good. We're going to add on to this movement by, on our exhale, we're going to do a sound to really get all of that air out of our lungs and to really start engaging our deep core muscles. So, breathing in and out. Good. I want you to do that until you fully exhale. Breathing in again and out. Nice job. Keep going. I want you to think about knitting your ribs together on your exhale. Really pull those ribs down and together using your core and using your breath. Inhale, release. Exhale and squeeze. Let's do one more deep breath here. Nice job. Next, we're going to add on to this movement by lifting our leg up first, engaging your core. So think about knitting your ribs together, pulling your ribs down towards your hips, and then lift your left leg up into a tabletop position. Left hand is going to press against your knee. Knee is going to press up against your hand as you exhale. So doing that same sound like we did in the first move. You can have one hand on your stomach, making sure you're still engaging your core, but you're going to exhale. Press that knee against that hand until you fully exhale all of your air out of your lungs, and then inhale, release that tension. You're not going to lower your leg or your arm. You're just going to release the tension until you exhale again. Exhale, pushing knee into your hand. Inhale, relax. Nice job. Let's do it again. Breathing in and out. Breathing in, release. Breathing out to press. Really press that knee up against your hand. Breathing in to release. Doing it again. Breathing in, release. Nice job. Keep going. You should feel your stomach start to tense up after you exhale. At the end of the exhale, you should really feel that tension under your fingers. Let's do one more rep on this side. And release. Nice job. You can wiggle out your hips here for a second. We're going to switch to the other side doing the same thing, making sure you engage your core first. So pull those ribs down. Think about threading your ribs together, and then you could also think about zipping up a jacket, pulling your hips up towards towards your ribs. Just everything is coming in and closing together. And then let's lift that right leg up. Right hand comes to your knee. Deep breath in to prepare. Breathing out. Push that knee into your hand, hand into your knee. Fully exhale. And then inhale, release that tension. Going again, breathing in and out. Good, breathing in, release the tension. Feel your stomach relax. And then you exhale. Feel that contraction of your stomach under your fingers. Good, breathing in, relax. Breathing out, contract. Get all of that air out of your lungs. That is so important. Breathing in, relax. Nice job. Let's do one more here. Breathing in and out. Breathing in, relax. Nice job. You can wiggle out your hips here for a second. We're going to move on and make this move that we just did a little bit more challenging by using both legs. But first, I really want you to make sure that you are engaging that deep core muscle. So take 2 fingers on both hands, find your hip bones, and then once you find the top of your hip bones, you're going to move your fingers in towards each other an inch and then down about an inch, all right? You're going to press into your belly right here. This is where you're going to be able to feel your transverse abdominis activate if you are activating it properly. So we're going to do that breath again, breathing in and then breathing out with the sound. Whenever you do that, you should feel that muscle between or underneath your fingers tighten up. It should push up against your fingers. Let's do it one more time, breathing in and out. Feel that muscle tense up and then lift both legs up into this tabletop position. Hands are going to come to your knees. This is going to be much more challenging, so let's do it. We're only doing a few of them. Breathing in and out. Push your hands against your knees until you fully exhale. Breathing in, relax. Nice job. Breathing out. Press. Breathing in, relax. If you're shaking like me, that's a good thing. Let's do one more. Breathing in and out. Really press against your knees, knees against your hands. And relax. Nice job. Pull your knees into your chest for just a second here. Rocking your knees side to side, massaging out and stretching out your low back before we move on. All right, let's lower our arms and legs back down. We're gonna do a half dead bug. So engage your core again. If you want to do the 2-finger method, finding your transverse abdominis by finding your hip bones, move your fingers in and down an inch, pressing into your belly, and then exhale. Feel those muscles tightening up, and then lift your right leg and your left arm. You're going to keep the other arm and leg on the floor. So just opposite arm, opposite leg. You're going to breathe in to prepare. Breathing out. Extending that arm and leg. Breathing in, lift it back up. So you're going to exhale the whole time that you are extending your arm and leg out. Whenever you finish that exhale, you're going to inhale and pull your arm and leg back to the starting position. Exhale. Inhale. Almost forgot to do this. Don't forget that. Exhale. Exhale to extend. Inhale to pull it in. Still think about threading your ribs together, knitting your ribs together as you exhale. Inhale, pull it back. Let's do a couple more on this side. Exhale. Inhale, pull it back. Exhale. And inhale, pull it back. Let's do one more on this side. Exhale to extend. Knit your ribs together. Inhale, pull it back. Nice job. Rest your right leg and left arm. We're going to switch sides. So, engaging your core. Exhale. Lift your left leg, right arm up now. So, opposite arm and leg. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, extend. Inhale, pull it back to the top. Nice job. Inhale to prepare. Exhale to extend. Pull it back. Release the tension in your core. And then exhale. Inhale, pull it back. Nice job. We'll do a few more like this. Good. Make sure you're not rushing through the motion. I want you to get as many good quality reps as you can. It's just a waste of time if you're just going to rush through it. Make sure that you're really doing it the best that you can. Nice job. One more here. And pull it back in. Nice job. Relax those legs down. You can wiggle out your hips for a second here. Now, I'm going to give you two variations for this last move. You're either going to engage your core and do marches, where you're just pulling one leg up to tabletop and back down, or the harder variation, you're going to do tabletop toe taps. So both legs start in the tabletop position, and this is the one that I'm going to do. So make sure that your core is engaged. Again, using your breath. Engage your core, lift your legs up. As you drop your foot, you're going to exhale with the sound. Always with the sound. That's going to help you to really engage your core. So it looks like this. Nice job. Exhale to drop. Inhale to lift. Keep going. This will be our last move. And if you're doing this properly, you should definitely be feeling that deep core muscle working now. So we've got just about 45 seconds left. Make the most of it. Go a little bit slower on those toe taps if you can. Keep thinking about knitting your ribs together. If you want to put your hands on your ribs to make sure that you're still engaging your core, not letting any rib flare happen, then please do so. Nice job. One more. To even it up. Good. Hug your knees into your chest. Rock side to side. Stretching out and massaging out your low back right here. You can take your knees one way in a circle and take it the other way. One deep breath here. Nice job. You can roll yourself up to a seated position. me know what you think and if you want to see more videos like this. And also check out my deep core training programs in my stand store on my website. I have a diastasis recti program, levels 1, 2, and 3. So go check those out, and I'll see you again in the next workout.